Hello and welcome back to the Talk with Akinwunmi. Okay, this is the final episode for the year 2024, and it's been a pleasure being able to, deliver good quality episodes over the whole year, and it gives me great pleasure to be able to wrap it up with this. When I was preparing for this, it was sounding like a too serious topic, but eventually I don't think it might turn out to be too serious because it's important, and two, you cannot do without it. So I'm gonna start with this. Earlier this month, about let's say 3 or 4 weeks ago, Spotify Wrapped came out, and if you look back, one of my episodes I did towards the end of last year, I did something about Spotify Wrapped. In a sense, I think the episode was called TTWA Wrapped, so it was like basically a summary of everything that happened in my life personally and my podcast journey so far up until that point. And this year will be a little different. Spotify Wrapped came out a couple of weeks ago, and the basic summary of it is that we're currently based in about people listen to the Talk with Akinwunmi in about 7 countries, and that's really nice because when I first started it was about 2 countries at the most, and now we've expanded to 7, so that's growth. And we had a 93% followers growth, so it's like we almost had triple number of followers we had last year at this point. And mostly podcast was listened to in Nigeria, and the average rating of the podcast was 5 stars out of 5, and you did not really see a 5-star podcast anywhere. So I am very, very grateful for that to each and every one of us that listens, that shares the link, that tells people about the podcast. I am very, very grateful to each and every one of us. But Spotify Wrapped for me personally is like, it's a time to reflect on everything that happened. It's essentially Spotify Wrapped tells you that, okay, throughout this year, this is what you've done, this is what you listened to, this was the top, this was the month where you peaked, this was, all those kind of stuff. That's what Spotify Wrapped tells you about. And I feel like we could apply that same principle to our life. What do I mean? Okay. You know how people say, oh, new year, new me, blah, 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 those kind of things, and eventually they don't follow through on it. What I'm trying to say is that we cannot keep on living like that. You need to sit down, you need to reflect. You need to reflect on everything you've done in the past year and see what worked for you, what did not work for you, what you need to start doing, what you need to stop doing, all those kind of stuff. Because if you keep doing the same thing over and over again and you're expecting a different result, essentially you're a fool. Sorry to say, but that's how it is. You're doing something over and over and over again, and you see that it's not giving you results, and every time you do it, you keep thinking, oh, I'm gonna get a different result this time. Sorry to say, but you're a fool, and you can't keep living life like a fool. It won't benefit you or the people around you. So I actually wrote some things down that I would like to share with us. So the first one was reflect on how the year has been, good or bad. Reflect on the highs and lows. See what you can do better next year. Maybe get someone to be some self-check. You could have, what I mean by that last part is that you have someone that keeps on checking you, like in government, the 3 arms of government, the legislature, judiciary, and the executive. The judiciary is supposed to be the watchdog of the other two tiers of government. So essentially, if you get someone to be your judiciary, someone to check you, when you're going too far, when you're going off track, you get someone to check you. It might not be physical, it might be someone online, someone that you report to, in a sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but essentially someone that you report to, and I feel like that would help. Personally, I have friends that I discuss with, give back and forth with, like, oh, I did this, what do you think of this? That kind of thing. I feel like it's very, very important that we have someone or a few persons that could do that kind of thing with us. One of the things I did towards the end of the year was join a challenge on WhatsApp. So one of my friend's brother was hosting the challenge, and he told me that, okay, I could join. And I said, oh, sounds like a good idea. Initially, I didn't want to join the challenge because I felt like, oh, it's too much of a hassle. But eventually, I saw that it kept me on my toes, because you had specific goals that you wanted to achieve towards the end of the year, and then they will keep you on, the community will keep you on your toes. Your evidence, progress check, checking in every day, daily affirmations, and all that kind of thing. That's how it worked, and they kept me on my toes because I was always thinking, oh, I needed to do this, I needed to do that, and give them feedback. So that's what I mean by maybe get someone to be some sort of check, like the judiciary, like the scenario I used earlier. So yeah, you reflect back on any of your major achievements during the year. It might be anything. It might not even be a major achievement. It might be something that, oh, you probably said you were going to achieve in the previous year. Maybe you didn't achieve it during the previous year. You said, I'm going to lock in and achieve it during this year. And maybe you've done it. And you might not think it's something, but celebrate the little wins. Eventually, when the big wins come, you would also celebrate it, but celebrate the little wins along the way. It really helps and motivates you eventually. So what I also wrote down was reflection takes time. You may not finish today. If you start today, you might not finish today. It takes time. You could take a whole 2 days, 3 days. Just reflect, think back. And while I'm not discouraging New Year's resolution, the problem with that is that people do not follow through on it, so they misplace it, or something else comes up and eventually destroys their New Year's resolution. I'm not saying you shouldn't have New Year's resolution. Obviously, I have mine, but I wouldn't really call it New Year's resolution because, to be honest, that word has really lost its meaning because every year people be like, oh, new year, new me, and then we're halfway through the year and then you're just messing up, doing nonsense about, and you've essentially lost the thing that you called New Year's resolution. So just have set goals. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Set goals that you want to achieve during the year. Maybe you have divided them into major and minor. Personally, I have some goals that I already planned out for next year. I know that next year is going to be a very big year for me because in the podcast, I'm thinking of introducing video podcast, and I've been trying to, find good lighting and everything, but that's not important right now. When it's time, I would let us know. Yeah, I have major plans and minor plans, obviously, for next year. And just divide it and set your goals in a way that they are achievable. There's something called SMART targets. I don't remember the full acronym. I don't remember the full meaning of the acronym, but it's something about specific, measurable, I think accurate. I don't remember what the R is, but I think T is timely. Yeah. So set your goals in that kind of order. Do not compare your goals to someone else. You're literally running different races, and while someone may seem to be ahead of you in a whole lot of areas, it doesn't really matter eventually because you're supposed to focus on you. You're supposed to focus on you. You're not supposed to be in a race or a competition with anyone. You're supposed to focus on you. If you mess up, it's going to affect you. I don't think it's going to affect the other person. It's going to affect you, so you have to focus on yourself. So, well, the other thing that I wrote was that I think I already said this earlier. If there are any habits that you need to pick up any habit you need to drop, you should start dropping it. I know it's going to take time, but you need to start dropping it. Well, I remember on the WhatsApp community, the one for the podcast here, one thing I said openly was that I struggle with procrastination. I struggle with procrastination a lot. And even before I recorded this episode, I was thinking, do I record it? Do I not record it? But essentially, it's a check for me, and everything I say here is a check for me, and eventually a check for you guys. So it's both ways. I'm helping myself and I'm helping you. So any habits you need to start doing, any habits you need to stop doing. I know I need to start writing things down, because I don't really forget things, but it skips my mind sometimes, and if I write things down, I don't forget. So I need to start writing things down. I need to stop procrastinating. That's some of the few things that I need to start and stop doing in the new year. So everything I've been saying since morning, the whole summary of it boils down to this. This is my final parting shot. Remember I told this to someone maybe last week or something. You need to lock in. I know people have been saying this, but you really need to lock in. You're not getting any younger, honestly. When I look at my age and I'll be like, this is the age I want to stream, and I literally sound so old, but yeah, you're not getting any younger. You have to take control of your life. You know what you want. And even if you don't know what you want, you have to, buckle down and think and pray and do everything you need to do to know what you want. Don't let anyone push you around or tell you what to do about your life. It's your life. It's your life. Honestly, whatever you think is right. People might advise you, or whatever you feel is right. I feel like you should pursue it and do it. Because eventually, whatever the consequence or whatever the result is, whether good or bad, you're going to be the main recipient of it. I know that might sound like a threat, but it's actually true. Whatever decisions you make, whether good or bad, you're eventually going to be the one that's going to enjoy or suffer it the most. So it really depends on you. And I don't mean that to scare you, just like a wake up call that it's your life and you need to lock in, man. Lock in. And I hope the new year is a very good one for each and every one of us. From me, the host, Akinwunmi, LMD, I am wishing you a happy new year in advance. 2025 is going to be prosperous for each and every one of us. So I'll see you guys in the new year. Thank you for listening. Bye.